On Animal.
We are live.
Why did you let him kill me? It was the clown.
You're listening to Animal Paranormal Live, where we talk about all things paranormal. And now, here's your host, the Animal.
Are you ready?
What's up? This is the Animal again. Point 3
Hello,
on
hello.
the third times. What's up, guys?
What's up?
How's it going, brother?
How's it going, man? It's good to get together after an amazing weekend of laughs, fun, so much crazy stuff happening. To making fun of Eric, and you'll get the joke later once you understand it. And also, maybe we might introduce a picture of me and Eric. You never know. So yeah, you'll get the joke later.
He's got a fan club following now, and I didn't even start it. That's the funny thing. I did not start the fan club. It was started by April with Psychic Housewife.
Yep. It still was a
George
good.
Stockline now has him as a screensaver too, so he's doing big things.
Yeah.
My career's taking off.
Good stuff. So yeah, this investigation at Brushy, it definitely took I don't know what to call it, man. Ever since I came back to Florida, things has been lingering because it's been very effectful, especially like coming on live with my first guest today since I've been back. It's just been ongoing, just effects happening. I don't know about you guys and how it affected you, but I've seen things that happen to you guys on such a different level that I thought could never be possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the one person on this screen who was most affected by things at Brushy was definitely Ann.
Yeah.
I was right next to her when that occurred, and I mean, I can tell you that was 100% authentic and frightening. And I've spent a lot of time in this field. I've seen physical attacks before, but nothing anywhere close to that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you want to talk about it or not.
We can't say too much because
we may not want to.
Yeah.
we've got other stuff coming up, so we got to be careful what all we say.
Right.
But Mouth of the South always introduces the stuff that we don't want to say. That's why he's like the Peter Parker, the Tom Holland of the Avengers, Marvel Cinematic
Don't
Universe.
say Peter Parker around Jason.
He's not allowed to have the script because he gives details away. Jason, you would take that away?
Not on
He's
live
like,
TV.
I'm
Later
good.
on, yeah.
I'm good.
I don't know what to say about what happened. I still am having trouble thinking about it.
Yeah.
That's understandable. It was quite a ordeal, and a lot of things none of us will understand about it ever. Some of us might be a little more helpful than others in explaining it. We'll talk later. We've already talked to Pete that we'll talk.
Yeah.
But you were definitely the most affected. I think the second person that would have been the most affected was Animal.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
it's
to allude to the whole experience of the investigation, Brushy Mountain, just the whole experience from the beginning to the end and everywhere in between. Everybody had a pretty profound experiences, and you asked Anne about things. She, if you want to tell them about the dream you had before and the dream you had after.
I 2 days before we got to Brushy Mountain, dreamed about that cafeteria.
Or something very similar. She told me about this.
I was standing in the middle of a room with columns just like that. And somewhere in the building, a phone was ringing. And I kept thinking, I really don't want to answer that. And I don't want to know who's there. And I don't want to talk to them. And I don't want to know what they have to say.
yeah.
And then what was the second one after we had gone to Brushy Mountain?
And then I had a dream last night that I was standing in front of the building in the broad daylight.
In front of Brushy Mountain.
And there was a siren. I thought it was a siren. But it kept getting louder, and then I realized it was people screaming.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So the effect of that whole investigation is, it's still sinking in.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's kind of like when you go to war and you have that PTSD, just the after effects. Like I was telling someone earlier, you still feel the lingering after it. The effects of it. It's like a wart that won't detach from you. I know that's a weird analogy, a wart, but just how like Ernie sticks to me like sometimes.
Josh, you and Jason are both like funguses, so we kind of understand because you two like kind of never go away.
I will say that I went back to the hotel room, and for the next about 5 hours I slept, I was still at Brushy. It was with me even as I slept, and I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm in my hotel room, and I was laying next to the baby, and then I'd fall back asleep and I'd be right back in Brushy. Now I couldn't tell you any significant events that were there, but I dreamed about it straight for 5 hours, and I kind of feel like by the time I got up and left the hotel, it left me. Ernie is a wart. Yes, Ernie is an annoying wart that gets hung on your zipper.
Dylan, you know me better than that.
I hope you don't have a wart anywhere near your zipper, man.
Yes, Emma, we're just
whatever platform you're on, you're talking to us, so you're in the right place, I guess.
Yeah, we're just kind of recapping a few things of the weekend.
Yeah,
I know I'm still exhausted.
Who did we lose?
We lost Nemo.
We lost Nemo. Where'd she go?
I'm exhausted, but I had quite the experience that night of having to deal with some stuff that really drained me. So I've been doing nonstop sleeping since then.
Yeah, me too, Denise. I've been nonstop asleep.
Yeah,
it's been it was a exhausting evening. A lot of people don't understand the amount of energy that you put out during a paranormal investigation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Some of us take on, some of us take off, some of us don't know anything, like myself. It's the residue after, especially after a physical attack. You have the mental, you have the residue of what happened, and it's a good investigation when you leave and you have more questions than you do answers.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Amen.
And everybody in the paranormal field, I don't care how new you are to it or whatever, everyone, has had experiences where they've seen shadow figures or, heard noises or things like that. And that's one level of paranormal investigation. What we experienced over the weekend was next level stuff where it was, spiritual, physical attack.
Yes.
That, I mean, there's not a lot of that goes on.
No,
But
no.
it does happen. If you're around this field long enough, it's going to happen to you, or somewhat you're going to witness it at the very least. And I mean, that was just, like I say, I mean, for me, it was the most violent and profound physical attack I've ever seen.
I think for me, it changed my life for the indefinite. Just the effects after it.
I mean, you had a very profound experience. We see lots of people go into locations and they're skeptical. And normally the ones that are most skeptic are the ones that have the most profound experiences.
Which is kind of funny because I'm not really that much of a skeptic.
Right. Neither of the two that were most affected are skeptics.
Yeah, I think that's what was so throwing for a loop.
Yeah,
before it got kind of dark,
had an experience over the weekend.
You should have seen Josh's face. We were in a jail cell, and before it kind of got real serious, when we were still kind of, like getting used to the place, and his eyes were as big as I've ever seen, and his mouth was open. That was as active a place as I've been in quite a while. It was extremely active. Go right ahead, Josh.
Well, I was just looking at a picture earlier that I took at Brushy, and the pictures, it's so weird. It's clear as day. My eyes are so clouded like a zombie.
Yeah.
It's the most weirdest, creepy thing I've ever seen on a person. Anything, and I know it was paranormal because you could tell them what?
Sorry.
You're creepy all the time.
You're creepy all the time, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, it was just the most weirdest. When I saw that picture today, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I think, Josh, you changed in the cafeteria too that night. You definitely.
Yeah, that was a big change for you there. What happened?
Well, Ernie said I said things to him that I don't even remember saying.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
Told
And that's part
me,
of it.
Ernie and Todd all the same thing.
Yeah.
And you were very adamant about it. Very adamant.
Yeah, you said no one needs to go back up there. They're going to get hurt.
And you look shell shocked, man. You know, I'm not saying as if you were cowering. What I'm saying is if it was clear that you had a very immense experience, a very substantial experience.
And right after that, after Pete talked to me, I went to the area where everybody was chilling, and I was talking to Todd. I won't give anything away because it's we're working on something big for what has happened. I told Todd, I was like, look, I feel like no one needs to go up there. Someone's gonna get hurt. And after that, Pete and Ann came in right after I said that, like in minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything happened from the moment that you looked at me and Ernie and said, nobody needs to go up there. Yeah. Everything happened within 5 minutes.
Well, and then also when it switched for you in the cafeteria, you looked at me and you go, I've got to get out of here. I've got to go.
Yeah.
And your eyes, you just look different, Josh. It was a different you for sure.
You were definitely rattled, dude. Yeah. You were rattled bad.
And that never happens.
I think I remember down in the meeting room where we all gathered. You did, I think, tell me at that point that, it said that if something, you said that you felt it saying, I guess that's the best way I could describe it, what you were saying, that basically don't come back up there or someone will get hurt. That's what I remember.
That's exactly what he said.
What he told me and Beth.
You were told to say, or you were told that if someone goes back up to the cafeteria, they're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
And sure enough, the events after that are incredibly strange,
Yeah.
and that's the story.
And they're documented.
Yeah.
But
They're documented.
Yeah, well documented.
We've been working on ways to open ourselves up to the experiences, and Ernie and Denise have a piece of equipment they use, and we make like different teas and things like that, and nothing out there, don't get me wrong, but I wonder if we just got the right combination of stuff together and we were really truly open to whatever was there to present itself the other night. Because I haven't felt. I remember walking down the hallway and thinking I'm looking behind me and I'm pointing my camera behind me because I would just have to bet money that somebody's standing there, and I haven't felt like that in a long, long time anywhere. And I've been in some really creepy spots and I just not felt like that. And at one point I say, I just feel like somebody is following me around. It was really intense in there.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, when we, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, Jason, when we were in that cell and you're like, say that person's last name, and I was like, holy, that freaked me out because I was like, how do they know my freaking last name?
But I've never heard it. I love the necrophonic, and a lot of people have problems with it because it's a phone app. Okay, and I've always felt like I've gotten relevant responses. But sitting in that cell with you, I have never heard it quite as clear and crisp and obvious. It's unreal to me.
And let's say this. It was on your phone. It doesn't know my last name or anything programmed in your phone. So it could have not known anything.
Right.
No, I stand by necrophonics. I am the poster child for necrophonics.
Yeah.
I have gotten some of the best responses, full sentences. How can I ask where Denise and Ernie are at? I don't even know where they're at. It tells me. Call them. I'm like, where y'all at?
Yeah. Well, that's like, Jason, you mentioned you've never heard it come through so quickly. A lot of times the voices that come through are full of reverb and echo and are kind of hard to interpret. But like when we were at the Old Stone Jail and we got the date February 8th, just as clear. I mean, it came through just as clear as if someone was sitting in the room talking to us. It said February 8th.
Yeah.
And then we were able to correlate that date with the date that a murder took place in that very room. I mean, say what you want about ITC devices. I know a lot of people are naysayers to them, the apps and the ITC. That thing has been so accurate so many times that I can't discount anything about it anymore. I don't care what anybody says about it. I've just seen too much that just, it's not a word bank kind of thing. It spits out very relevant information that you're not going to find in a word bank.
And the cool thing about it is that you don't have to all be at the same location.
No.
You could be at different locations and get the accurate information you're asking.
I mean, I was in Atlanta at home, and they were in Franklin, Kentucky when that happened, and we were communicating by phone.
Well, if anybody has a question after our little experience in the jail cell, I saw Animal's face. Just ask him. He'll tell you if he thinks it's real.
Well, it's funny you say that. I got a little teaser. I'm gonna play it for you real quick here. Hold on.
I feel like something's following me. You can tell us our names. Tell us your name.
Hell yeah, man.
Awesome.
It's great.
But yeah, I don't. It was kind of freezing up on my end, but I don't know if you saw it good. But
That was cool.
That was
Yeah,
awesome, man.
crossed mine over here.
Yeah.
Looks
Just
like we're going to
think-
be some busy folks in the next few months.
Yeah.
yeah,
For a lot of
the amount of footage that we have that we're all sitting on still. I mean, I
Yeah.
carried around my camera with the infrared flood lamp and that flashlight for a very long time, all over that prison, up and down those long cell block aisles, getting lost in that little medical ward. You know, there's just so much footage to go through, and I'm just super excited about what we may still find, in addition to the insanity that we've dealt with. And to Jason's point earlier, you know, it's our technique. You know, what happened with us is pretty lucky, but you know what? Luck favors the prepared, and I think that our technique and our sort of philosophy is to try to just document every interaction wherever we are at all times, with all kinds of different instruments, infrared, and we just, you know, we're not discriminatory when it comes to tools. You know, work with what we can work with, and that includes not just devices, but also the people that are with us that are connected spiritually, you know, connected to that spiritual naturally, you know. So we work, you know, and I'm just really excited about what is still there.
Yeah. I mean, I was hoping, because I had snapped a whole lot of pictures in the cafeteria, and I was hoping that maybe I caught something in the cafeteria while I was up there with, you know, with the still picture, because I mean that's where I seem to have had my best luck catching things, is still pictures. But I got home, and every picture I took before I got to the cafeteria and every picture I took after the cafeteria was on my phone. The ones I took in the cafeteria are all gone.
Wow. You know what? Does anybody else hear an echo or?
Yeah.
It sounds like somebody's watching TV or
Somebody's got their phone. There's like two phones in the same room or something somewhere. There's an echo.
Not here.
we tried muting our mic to see if it was on our end, and it wasn't.
it's not me because I only have my phone.
You know, I think there's this.
That's better.
Is it Todd? Did it get quiet when Todd muted? I think it's on your end, Todd.
Yep.
It figures it's your fault. It's your fault, Todd.
My house is just as peaceful and quiet as can be.
Well, tell your spirits they need to be quiet for the next few minutes.
Well, we're not gonna stay on here too long. But I'm very thankful to be on this trip.
Ain't nobody telling us to get off of our dang platform, by golly.
Hell no. And I said hell. Go there.
We'll sit
That's
up on
hate
this
speech.
thing all night long. They'll be watching us snore.
That's right.
It's called I Gotta Work.
Hell to the no.
We don't want to hear you whining. You
No, we
staying
don't
up
hear you snoring, man.
Hey, Nemo, this
We
is
heard enough that
just
shit over the weekend.
this
Okay,
is for the
Eric.
people that weren't present for the squatching on Saturday night. The people watching and the people here that weren't present for it. Why don't you tell about your experience Saturday night with the squatch?
Yeah, Beth, tell us about your experience with the squatch.
Swim, Nemo, swim! Let me
Come on,
just put
Sheila,
this.
you gotta tell this
You gotta
story.
tell this story.
Let me just
We're
put
gonna
this
have
in
you
the
on the
viewer's
spot
head.
and tell-
Let me set the stage.
I can't.
It's cold as hell in a forest in Indiana. We've all watched the movie The Christmas Story. You know the little kids bundled up, couldn't move.
The little kid that gets too many clothes on that they can't stand up when they fall down when somebody's chasing them.
There
Come
you
on,
go.
Sheila, tell your story.
There was
I'm
a
so
log.
Yo, I am so sore. I swear to God, I hit the ground hard, man. It was, and my arm is so
Well,
sore.
what happened, Sheila?
Sheila jerked it out of socket. It's bad.
What happened to you, Sheila?
Oh my God. Okay, we were out squatching, and we.
She's not gonna make it, people.
Oh my God. Anyway, we we walked about 20 feet or so past the giving stump, and all of a sudden we hear this grunt, and it was a deep ass grunt. Then all the shit around it started breaking. It was walking, man. I mean, crunching. It was like an ice storm. And Sheila looked at me and said, "Run!" So, okay, what did I do? My ass run. Well, hell, I got about 10 steps and I was on the ground. I tripped over a root, okay?
What?
So I was. I was laying there and I said, "Hey, help me. I fell. I had so many damn clothes on, man, I couldn't get up. I could not get up." So now we're in the middle of this damn forest with huge ass trees, okay? I fall by a Charlie Brown tree. That every time I'd grab it, it would bend over, so I couldn't get leverage to get my ass off the ground.
Thank you for
And
your
the whole time the
sacrifice,
woods is
Sheila.
crunching. This thing is crunching. The woods is crunching. It's grunting, and Sheila has got my arm up. I mean, up is. I thought she's gonna pull it out of socket. Come on, get up! It's coming. Get up! And I said, I can't get up. Go on, save yourself.
She sacrificed herself.
I said,
for her
leave me
sister.
here.
Sheila was
I'll be
saying
okay.
too. The other funny thing was she says because their eyes light up and twinkle. She said, "It's twinkling, it's twinkling."
She had my arm up. Come on. It's a coming now. It's twinkling. Get up. Get up. Get I couldn't have saved my life. I could not get off the ground. And it was so close. I'm like, oh, hell. If it kills me, man, I'm going to die happy out here in this forest. But I don't know what they're going to tell my family, man.
Did anybody get any pictures of this debacle?
No.
No, but everybody in like the
But
whole
everybody
state
saw
of
it.
Indiana could hear it. Oh God! All right.
She still kept when she
hell out of
got up.
Bigfoot.
But it followed us back. It followed us back to camp. So a lot of people got to see it. Denise got to see it.
They thought Animal was behind her, and when tall Sheila come running out, she come waddling after, and then they were like,
"Waddling is right."
Josh is back there. Well, they saw something that looked like Josh behind her coming out. It was just, I guess, still on the trail.
He was.
Can you imagine what that thing was thinking, though, watching her rolling around on the ground?
You know,
we
it was
saw
saying,
Bigfoot out there.
you know, it was saying, bless its heart. Look at its mama trying to help it. It's floundering so hard. I'm just going to leave it alone. It was great, y'all.
You see who I have to work with?
She fell face down.
I did. I was face down because I mean, hell, it could it could have ripped me in shreds, and I wouldn't have known, man. It was just that would have been the last thing I know. It was great. I was like, hell, come on. I was like, Nemo, help me, Daddy, help me.
Swim, Nemo, swim.
It was awesome. Yeah, tall Sheila, man, she was pulling on me with all her might, and that damn tree was just bending over. I'm going to save yourself. I can't get up. It was great. Oh, it was
We had
great,
a
man.
busy weekend.
It was a great experience.
It was epic.
Yeah.
And everybody
I'll
got
tell
to
you,
do that
tell you one
stuff.
thing we had
Family,
learned.
and it was worth it. Just hanging out with this bunch is all we need, even if nothing else happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
One thing we're going to have to start doing is putting a video camera inside the van also.
yes, there will be outtakes from
Oh,
our
man.
journeys.
Got to get a van cam going, because the comedy in that van is off the freaking chart. I'm telling you.
Don't you have a couple cameras, Ernie? You mentioned it a few times. Don't you have
I've
few
got a
cameras?
couple GoPros, and we've actually got a dash cam that we can reverse.
I have one too.
With us.
And the next time it goes.
No, we need the dash cam to watch the road for the horse.
Yeah.
Oh, hell.
Yes.
Hey, for those who are
that's
not
good.
present for Saturday morning, it is pitch black outside. We're on that road that has no street lights. You can't see anything except what your headlights
This
are
is
looking at.
windy ass road.
That windy ass road.
And it was
Everybody's
foggy.
asleep. Well, not
Like,
everybody's
quiet.
asleep.
It is
Yeah,
quiet.
and it was foggy.
Everybody's like laid down, relaxed. All of a sudden, and excuse my language because there's going to be some curse words.
This is a reenactment.
I heard Beth scream, "What the fuck?" I heard Leanne from the front seat say, "Oh my God." And all I could get out was, "Ah!" And then Todd swerves, don't even flinch, just swerves. And Ernie's head says, bang, against
Oh,
and
And
then
I was sleeping.
it
Then
gets quiet,
Sheila
and we see
screamed.
around this horse standing in the middle of the road, and it gets quiet right after, and all we hear is the animal in the back say, "I think I just shart myself."
That was
No, I
me.
said, what the hell?
Good time. Good
think about
time.
the implications of
And
that.
don't forget the blackmail, Denise. The blackmail of me sleeping with my mouth open in the van.
That was on the way back.
It
That was
could have
after
been
all the-
worse. You
It
could have been
a lot
asleep
worse, animal.
in the car with your mouth open and something in it.
Just be glad you made it to the airport, buddy.
So let me just,
Yeah.
there was just a jet black horse. Jet
Yeah.
black horse.
And it
standing
was
in the middle of the
Black
road.
Betty Bam Lamb.
it
Let
was
me
just
ask you this,
standing.
did
Oh,
you
Black Betty,
see the
bam,
ball?
bam.
Bam Lamb.
It was like out of place.
No,
Was
there
it,
were a bunch of horses
there
there
were
with
horse
it.
dogs around there? Was it obvious that it was from around there and it just got out or something?
There were a bunch of horses
Yes.
standing beside the road with it, eating. The rest of them were lighter colored, but this horse
And
was
they were
black.
smarter. They were not in the damn road.
What was funny is when the van came up on it, it took another step out into the road and just looked at us, and it didn't even flinch. It didn't try to move. It didn't
No.
run. It didn't get spooked. It just stood
Yeah.
there.
Like
It's probably
Eeyore.
just
It was like
imagination.
Eeyore.
Yeah, Eeyore.
It was doo-doom, 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 like whatever.
That's weird. I guess it was just my overactive imagination, but I was like, they're coming back for Brushy Mountain. Crazy shit went on. A bunch of them in
Yes.
the van, driving on a windy road at 4:30 in the morning, and turn a corner and here's some black horse. That's why I was asking, were there any other horses or anything else
Yeah,
around?
it wasn't a demon horse. It was a real
No.
horse.
It was real.
I had to ask the question, did we all just see that shit? Did it really happen?
It was
Yes.
a unicorn.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That was Black Betty.
It was Bam Lamb.
Bam
Dylan,
Lamb.
Dylan asked on here, not to be just, he said, with everybody's experience, how compelling do you think the Brushy evidence is going to be? He knows what I think about it.
I think
so
it's going to
what
be
do you all think
awesome,
about it?
man.
I think it's gonna be awesome. Where'd the animal go? Why'd we lose
We
him?
lost the host.
The host is gone.
Hey,
But,
Sheila.
Yeah, come back.
Trump was dying.
Right? Go ahead.
Hey, Sheila, can you hear me?
Yes, honey. Yes.
Hey, I was just going to ask. I know that you that you and Sheila Tall took a lot of audio. I mean, you guys did a lot of audio recording that night, especially when Todd and I and you two were doing that Estes method. And I was just going to ask, the blind Estes. You remember that?
Yes, honey. Yes.
Now, I was going to ask, all those audio files, you've got a lot of them, right?
Yes. Her husband has this special whatever he has on his computer, and he breaks all that down. He, he tries to distort all the background noise and everything. So as soon as all that gets taken care of, we can send all that to y'all, man. To whoever
absolutely.
wants it.
Yeah, I would love to hear it.
I mean, what we do in residential cases for the people that we go in for, we make them a disc of the important stuff that we hear.
Animal says he got locked out and he don't know how to get back in because it's showing him as our live feed has ended, but we're still live, so I don't know.
Tell him to click on the damn link.
I can forward the link back to him.
However you want it, my friend.
I'm gonna tell him to try clicking the link and seeing, because I mean, I just pulled up. We're still live.
Yeah, he should be able to get back in.
Back to Jason's question, though. Like I said, when my first comment, what happened with Anne and Animal? It's some of the most profound, I guess, spiritual attack, physical attack that I mean, what happened with Anne is by far the most astonishing and violent physical attack I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And we're fortunate enough that a camera was on part of it. So we're going to have something outstanding for the documentary, I think.
You had your paranormal.
And the stuff that I really wish we could have got that disappeared was our pendulum sessions, because that was live. That was, yeah. May not be able to show the world, but I know about my personal experience with it.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too.
Yes, you do.
And Pete, I'm glad you got to experience that Estes method, man, and get the things that you got, man. That was great. I'm glad for you, man.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought that was pretty significant. I'm not a skeptic, obviously, because I do this stuff and I'm a believer, but I approach things skeptically. So when I was, there blindfolded with the noise canceling earphones and I was hearing the necrophonics say, I really made an attempt to not, repeat anything that I heard that I wasn't really super convinced. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I didn't say a whole lot, and I only said what I really thought, what I interpreted, and just that some of those responses that I gave to some of your questions, they just really corresponded very well. And then that one part where you asked about, a sentence or how long they were there or something to that effect, and I said 40. I don't even remember saying that. I do not remember giving an answer to that. And I would love to hear the audio of that session for sure. And I actually have my hand cam in the jail cell in the hole pointed straight at me, infrared. So
awesome.
Again, that's going to be cool to check out. Hopefully, it'll produce something.
Well, I hope you get to see at least some facial expression changes.
There we go.
Like I said, there was a time or two that your voice did change, but for us to get that validation from the girls that were there that are at the prison all the time that run it, to get that validation of the names made me very excited, not just for all of us, but for you for doing this.
Yeah. That was very cool.
There's another question on here.
Jason got some good photos. Jason got some good evidence.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
think that
got some
there's a
good
question about the pendulum missing. But you all may want to talk about it. I guess you all had some issues with video and photos, like you were talking about, Ernie, from that session in the cafeteria that have managed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Describe that.
Okay. Steven Ship, who's with the Black Wolf, was up there. He was running a video camera the whole time we were doing the pendulum session in the cafeteria. Like I said, I was walking around taking still photos whenever I wasn't involved in the actual experiment. And when Animal's session ended,
move your foot, buddy,
and he had to get out of the room, I walked over by where Steven's camera was set up, and I looked at it, and the screen was just flickering.
Yep, it was like it was rewinding.
You know,
Yeah,
it reminds me of whenever you hold a cell phone up to a TV. You know how it
yeah.
Yes. That's what it looked like.
And I had 2 audio recorders going. Both of them gone. Files are gone.
Yeah. But I got Steven over there and showed him what was going on, and he went to rewind his footage to see what he could find on there, and everything was gone. It totally deleted the entire, or rewound and cleared the entire file from the cafeteria. Just like all the still photos that I had taken got cleared out. We're getting a real bad echo again from somebody.
Yeah, we are.
I don't know who it's from. It's not Todd or Jason.
Not me. Ha ha.
Can you hear me?
And
heard you, Animal.
We hear you, Animal.
Hello?
We hear you.
Oh.
All right then. So that's what Animal has to say.
It's weird. It's acting weird on my side.
You look really dark.
Oh, you know what?
Black Betty Bam. Yes.
Now you're not as dark. But
I'm gonna have to call tonight.
All right.
Yeah, we're probably gonna go soon too.
Good to see you guys.
Jason,
we have a big another big night coming up next Thursday night, Randolph County Infirmary. So get some rest. We've got another big one coming.
Yep, and I'll be at Berkeley Plantation this coming weekend with April and Natalie and Mustafa.
Yeah. It's gonna be 3 great investigators and an animal.
Hey, Ernie.
Yeah.
Oh, Eric, I should say. They have
Yes.
no idea what they're getting themselves into.
No, they don't. I'm gonna have to try to talk to those folks. I'm gonna have to warn them. Good night, Jason.
Ernie, you should warn them. Warn everybody.
I'm gonna have to get in touch with them.
Oh, we're in this
Bye,
Eric's
guys.
fan club right now. I think they're figuring it out.
Yeah. April and Natalie are paying attention right now. I'm gonna have to talk to Mustafa.
Guys, we're here at 2. Let's talk tomorrow.
All right,
We'll be talking soon.
Wednesday.
Take
We'll see
care,
y'all
y'all.
Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
See you guys.
All right.
Okay, so Beth left. All right, so now it's just us, the Todd and the animal.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on. Like I said, I had an amazing weekend. We're gonna do it again and again and again. I'm gonna come up there a lot. I'm just prepare that room for me because I'm gonna be moving into your house. So,
All right.
You got the
underneath the
dining room.
table.
You got time you
You got
want.
under the dining room table anytime.
Animal, you're welcome here anytime also.
Hell yeah, man. All right, guys.
You still take Todd's drawer bed. You can have whatever you want.
Well,
You know, you're part of the family now. and everybody that's part of this platform is going to be treated just the same way. We're family. We got each other's back, and we push each other to do better and celebrate one another and try to keep everybody smiling. It's amazing.
Yep.
And this platform here is meant to be a family. Everybody that we bring onto this platform will be part of our pack.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, all right, guys. Well, I love y'all. You guys be safe.
Love you, man.
I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and everybody there that's listening, you have a safe and good night.
You too.
Yes, good night.
Talking to you soon.
Bye.